I'm here joined by the wonderful Ronngyu, the support for Sanguine. Here to talk about Phase 2, Phase 1, and some other things about his Smite career. Starting with Phase 2, I know that recently, just like the past three games, have been kind of losses for you guys, which is a little bit uncharacteristic. Can you talk about maybe the mentality coming off of, some of these losses as a team?
I think all of us expect these losses. I mean, you don't expect to lose, but you all expect to win. But you know when something's gonna happen, like bad, or
Mm,
because this Scrims just being like not good at all.
mm, mm.
We're just not communicating more. We're just, I don't know, getting tilted like not usual. I mean, I don't know. It's like another environment. It's not like the sanguine that we know.
Sure.
But now we're just recovering because we're a team. We're not perfect. We can have, I don't know, problems and downs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, now we're just trying to focus on getting the line again.
Sure, sure. I think all teams go through that. I remember Slaney was on my show a couple weeks ago, and he said that maybe a few weeks back, Ghost was going through some similar things where scrims were not be as effective of a practice as they had wanted, and things like that. So speaking about sort of the past couple weeks, the most recent stuff, what exactly did you guys do during your bye week? Was it mostly to sort of like reset mentally, and you guys didn't focus too much on Smite, or was it more like grinding a lot of Smite and like trying out some new strategies and things like that?
We plan to, I don't know, go to vacations. I don't know, like as a team, going whatever, just disconnect. But then
Mm-hmm.
we realized that we don't need that. We just need to plan because we're here to play the game, not to chill. So we just were like, let's play the game, let's scream with whoever wants,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we just pretty much been practicing all the time to get the energy back or the feeling back.
Sure, sure. Speaking of that, I've been asking some of the other players that I have interviewed about this long phase and burnout, and I know that you guys and your team especially might be some of the people that play Smite the most in the pro league. Are you guys concerned at all about burnout, especially with this long phase? The triple round robin that is happening.
Uh, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like exhausting, but at the same time, it's better, I think, because we're gonna be here for a year, so it's better to be competing or having something in your mind than just being playing a Smite for no reason for 1 month or whatever. So I
Sure,
think I,
sure.
I, I like the long phase.
You like the long phase. You don't think that burnout can affect you guys? Are you guys just built differently a little bit?
Yeah, I think probably it's like not the same feeling because we already beat a lot of SPL teams and
Mm-hmm.
we qualify as number one. We
Sure,
won
sure.
the SPL one, so it's not the same energy right now. But we just need to keep going because this is not the end. So we're
Right,
just gonna
right.
keep going.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of you guys and maybe your team, a lot of analysts and community members and casters, they kind of seem to think that your team are people who like to play meta gods and meta picks and things like that. Do you guys feel that way about yourselves? Are you guys just there like grinding out these meta picks to be able to push them as far as they can go in the SPL?
Yeah, I mean it's right, and I I don't agree that much to it because probably the only meta cards we play it's like Jamoya. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Merly is in meta right now,
Sure,
or
sure.
it's okay. But back back to days, I think yeah, we're just try harding all the picks metas.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So you don't think right now that you guys are playing what people would consider like the meta picks? You guys think you have maybe your own identity a little bit?
yeah, we have our like little bit. I mean, we play what we know we can work with it.
Sure, sure. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether it's like meta or not. As long as it like works for you guys, you're happy to pick it up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Did you guys feel that there was a big shift in adjusting to this new meta after the mid-season patch, after phase 1, especially since you guys did so well in phase 1?
Mm, yeah, I think no, I don't think so. It's I think it's just more I think of mentality and personality that is affecting our losses. So probably
Sure.
not.
Well, I mean, even early on in Phase 2, you guys were still getting wins. I mean, I remember you guys beat Ghost in a set, and I think you beat Radiance in a set as well, right?
We won one
Oh,
game.
yeah, maybe that was 2-1. Yeah, I'm getting
Mhm.
confused. But you did beat a bunch of other teams early on in Phase 2. So,
Yeah.
was was your adjustment to the meta early on, was that something that you guys made like consciously were trying to adjust to some things after the midseason patch early on to still have that success, or was it just like everyone in the league is trying to figure out what is good after this huge patch, and so you're just like trying to play things that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I think the problem is that we have been playing the same since 2 years,
Okay.
and people are realizing that it's like just play early game against Sanguine, or just play on this side, or just gang, I don't know, Netroid because
Mm-hmm.
he used Active Bat or whatever. And people are gonna realize at the time that we our playstyle, so we have to change it like a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
we're forced to do it, because if we don't do anything special or different, we're gonna be in the same line forever. So
Sure, sure.
probably it's just the way that we are forcing our playstyle to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we will be good with some time.
Sure, sure. I know a lot of other teams, especially some of the lower end teams, consider, you know, much of the phase to be sort of like maybe not practice, but like training grounds to get ready for like playoffs and worlds at the end. Since you guys, most of your team has already been to worlds, do you guys also prioritize maybe the end of the year more than some of the games that are happening right now, especially in the middle of the phase?
Yeah, I mean that's what we were talking. Like, we were losing, but it's not like the end. As I say, we're just gonna focus on words, because right now, if we are committing mistakes, we have to fix it for not to doing words, because words is like the last step every of the year. If you do well in the split, but you fucked it up in words, it's basically you do nothing entire year.
Sure, sure.
So it's basically just focus on words, but we also keep the mind on the SPL too, because it's important.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe moving on to phase one a little bit here. Um, I think everyone, I don't think anyone expected you guys to finish number one overall, and that is not like a knock on you guys. It's just, we expected that the SPL would be a very high caliber, and early on, especially I think before phase one, a lot of people didn't know if your team was, up to the quality of the league. What were your expectations coming into the league? Did you guys think you could finish first? Is that something that was in your mind starting out before phase one even started? Maybe.
Mm, my mind at the beginning was like not to lose against Obey, but only when Weekend was on the roster,
Mm-hmm.
just because the beef or whatever.
Sure, sure.
But then when he left, I just didn't care losing to any teams, because I know we're losing. I don't know, maybe some games, or probably more than the we're gonna win. But I just wanted like to have good games, not to, I don't know, stop everyone, because it
Mm-hmm.
will be like boring to.
Yeah.
So I expect like to be top 4 or top 3 maybe, but I didn't imagine like I will be the top 1 SPL, because it's our first year and it's our first place.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about maybe the team environment after placing first in phase one? I mean, like, is that something that was kind of a goal for you guys at all?
Yeah, actually it was fun, because we thought we were second or third after beating Radiance,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know that if we won Radiance to 1 we will be first place, because in the Sunwing comes, I say, let's go guys, we're qualified for MSI. I didn't say first place or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized they're like, "Oh, you guys are first place." And I was like, "Yeah, oh, that's cool." But yeah, I think we didn't expect that, at least myself.
Sure, sure.
But yeah, it's always good to be number one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of number one, that did give you guys an advantage in the playoffs. You got to choose your opponent in the semifinal. So now that I have you here, I'm just gonna ask you straight up: why'd you guys choose? I think you chose Ghost, right, or
Radiance,
Radiance?
no, Radiance,
Yeah, yeah,
Radiance.
yeah. Why'd you guys choose Radiance over Ghost?
because we beat Radiance 2-1 the
Sure.
last time it was literally the last match we played in the SPL.
Hmm.
So we're just based on that. So we beat Radiance 2-1. So let's just pick Radiance. Ghost is a good team. We're not scared of them, but I don't know. I think it was like if they were playing with Basking or Captain Twig, it was our decision based on because
Mm.
because we didn't know that much, so
Sure. Sure.
we were just like let's get Radiance. But then I was thinking I don't know with who was, and I was like, yo, I think we should pick Ghost, but we already picked Radiance and we lost 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say what would happen, right? If you pick Ghost,
Yeah.
right? Like Ghost could win. They're a strong team too, so it's hard to say whether the outcome would be different or anything like that. But I just wanted to know because like this is a new thing. We've never really seen this happen before in any LAN. Getting to choose your opponent. So I just wanted to. Did you like having that choice? Is that something that you guys would want to have in the future?
Yeah, I think it's for MSI. I think it's good because it's not like a important thing
Hmm.
or like a world champion, whatever. So I think it's okay. Like have other things, you know.
Sure. Sure. But if this was at Worlds, would you maybe not feel so happy about it?
Yeah, it will be. I don't know, kind of uncomfortable, maybe.
Sure, sure. Um, shoot, I had a question and it escaped me. Give me a second, okay? While I think
Okay.
of this. Okay. So now that you guys have basically been in the SPL, I guess for like 6 months now, who are maybe your favorite and least favorite teams to scrim against?
I think my favorite. Hmm,
Or even
Probably
play against, even. I'll give you the option there. Scrim or play or.
okay. I think I like to play against Ghosts a lot because I think they're a team. If you make a mistake, they're gonna punish you like no one has ever done it,
Sure.
and you learn a lot from it.
Hmm.
And I used to hate play against Jake because he played Osiris support I think against us in a scrim, and he
Yeah.
beat us. He literally beat us.
Yeah.
Like I think it was bad. Like he beat us, and I was like, I don't know why this guy is doing this if he's not gonna play in the SPL. And then he did it. He played in the SPL, and then
Yeah.
he lost it, but hard, so hard because I think they played Ghost
Yeah, I remember
or
that.
whatever. And I was like, this is not gonna work. Like there's no way.
Yeah, yeah.
And it happened, but it's like it's SPL. You can lose game, you can win game.
Sure,
You
sure.
you gotta give it a try. You don't ever know.
Yeah. What about some teams that you other than Jake maybe? Are there like teams as a whole that are hard for you guys to deal with? Because I remember I was watching a Raffer stream recently and he said that his team Space Station, they have a problem, not a problem, but their team mentality and their team style just doesn't really work well into like teams like Ghost and their style. Are there teams like that you find just stylistically are hard for you guys to fight against or fight into?
Yeah, I mean, I think I like to play against God, but at the same time, I hate it because they play so aggressive
Hmm.
that we're not like used to play in that style. So we're just basically more like a team fighting. But it was in phase one. Right now, we're just working on it. So
Hmm.
yeah, pretty much I like to play against God, but I also hate to play against Ghost.
Sure, sure. Are
Especially
there?
when Captain Twig picks Anubis with Link or whatever, it's so annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure that's very annoying. Are there? Since you guys are new to the SPL, I imagine before this, you maybe weren't scrimming too many SPL teams. I imagine like before Worlds last year, you weren't scrimming too many SPL teams. Now that you've had like all this time to scrim SPL teams, for the whole year basically, there what are some things you've learned from scrimming SPL teams that you haven't seen in some of the lower level scrims?
Mm, I think first of all is the schedule
Hmm.
because When I was in the SML or before that, the
Hmm.
schedule was we have scrims at 7. It was 7 p.m.
Hmm.
But now in the SPL, I have scrims at 1, and then I have scrims at 5, or
Sure, sure.
maybe it's more practice. It's more intense. It's like professional. That it has to be right.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Would you
And
say
all,
continue?
and also probably the environment you just feel is so much better because I don't know when you were screaming SML it was just picking whatever and not no strategy nor nothing
Hmm. Hmm.
at least for it was like not that competitive for us or we were not like super professionals but now that we are here to play it's like an environment that you have to be focused, you have to be aware that if you're practicing you're gonna do well and you're not gonna waste anyone's time.
Sure, sure, right. Because there's another team that's also practicing too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. So, sort of keeping on with this, since you went to Worlds, I think for the first time last year, as a team.
Pues, oh, for us testing, yeah.
Yeah, as a team, it was your first time. What are some things that maybe you learned from Worlds that you've been able to use in the SPL this season? Is there anything that you learned from Worlds?
Yeah, I think that I learned is not going with one plan, and it was bad too because I'm gonna say that we played rival, but we didn't have like a model or like a video that they recently played. It was like 3 months or 1 month ago
Sure, sure.
that they played, so we didn't have like a real evidence or a real gameplay that we will say, oh, they're gonna play like this. I mean, it's codes, right? They're gonna play like the same,
Hmm.
but in that moment we're lack of information and we just play qualify for world, so it was like a disadvantage. So you need to be probably more prepared if you're like a rookie team.
Yeah,
So I think I learned that to have like a plan B.
sure, sure. Just a couple more questions here. Who are maybe, and I don't know the LATAM scene very well, but are there any players that you would consider like mentors for you that have helped you in your journey towards getting to the SPL?
In latam,
In LATAM or not in LATAM, just overall, if there are players who have been like mentors to you in your journey.
uh I think Aurora, and I like Aurora a lot, not because yeah, I like his playstyle a lot, but it was more like he was like a good person, like a good personality, it's like a funny guy. So it was like my mentor.
Yeah. What are some things that you've learned from Aurora specifically?
Um, I think his leadership
Mm-hmm.
probably. I don't know. I always watch his stream when I can, or I used to watch it,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just moving his team, or pinging, or warding, or just writing what you guys have to do, and not being toxic at all. So I just learned from it.
Sure, sure.
I'm working on toxic too, so it's
What about in LATAM specifically? Are there any LATAM players that helped you on your journey here?
mm, when I started, probably yeah, but all the people that I know that helped me, they're not playing right now, or they stopped playing competitively probably 2 years ago
Mm,
or 3 years ago. So they're just pretty much friends that helped me.
sure, sure. So they haven't stayed within the scene.
Nah, not really.
That's unfortunate. Okay, last thing, Ronngyu. I've been pestered by all my analysts and all the other coaches. I gotta ask you guys, why? What's up with Sing when showing up late to scrims?
Okay, difficult question.
Yeah, I asked the hard hitting questions.
um, okay, first of all, I think it was two things. One was that we woke up late, like it was true, like we were late screams. And the second one is that Netroid sometimes fucked it up with the schedule because we were, I don't know, we are just eating, chilling, or whatever, and then Netroid's like, "Oh shit, we had a screams," and I was like, and I was like, "Damn." So yeah, pretty much it was our schedule sleeping that right now it's already fixed like 100%. I promise it's 100% because we have like a schedule like at 11 we have to wake up, at 12 we have to be in the living room and we have to be talking and having breakfast or just talking.
Sure,
So
sure.
And it's and you are there. Literally, all of us are there talking, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no way we can be like late again. I mean, hopefully, right?
Hopefully. I remember Ro was our guest analyst on the show this week, and he had a story where Detroit had scheduled Scrims with Renegades, but you guys had an SPL match at the same time.
Yeah,
So we had
yeah,
a good joke about that.
yeah. I mean, also we also had to get a board to write our schedule because that happened too. That Netroy asked, I think PK too, the same day we played,
Yeah.
and I was like, why are we playing PK if we played today against PK? He was like, oh, he was like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so bad, but now with our board and we're being more disciplined, I think things gonna be better.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Okay, Netroid, I'm all out of questions. So now's the time.
Netroy?
Not Netroid. I'm sorry. Ronngyu. I'm sorry. I'm all out of questions, and now's the time, usually in the interview, where I hand it over to you, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can shout out whoever you want to shout out. You can call out whoever you want to call out. I'm all about stirring some beef, so the floor is yours, Ronngyu. Take it away.
Okay. Um. Okay, I have to think about it. I need to. Hmm. This is gonna be edited, right?
Yeah, of course it's going to be edited.
Okay, okay,
If you need some time to think, why don't you start with your shout outs and then you can get to your call outs, okay?
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to shout out Sanguine. I want to shout out Blaine. I want to shout everyone that is still support us after the losses, because we know there's a lot of haters, but we don't care, to be honest. We're just playing for the people that we love, that is Latam, and we want to be them for them every day.
Sure. All right. Now that you've had some time to think, anyone to call out in the SPL? You know?
um, I want to say thanks to PK that they have already canceled us 2 days in a row scrims. So thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Ronngyu, for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it. I think it was a really great time. Thanks so much for showing up, and hopefully there are some more wins for your team.
Thank you.